So, I'm gonna tone it down a little, and I'm gonna tell a quick, nothing's ever quick that I do really, unfortunately for you guys. Before I go to work, and whatever I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna make one more video that's, hopefully if anybody else is going through this, they will resonate to this story, or something might say something, then they go, oh, I'm going through that too, right? And they might, I don't know, it might give them some sort of compelling reason to keep moving forward with it, because it's a very rare experience as far as I can see, and not too many people are having the experiences, and we should really listen to the people that do have these rare experiences. So, my awakening, this is how it goes. Your whole life, my whole life, literally, there has been all these moments where certain things have happened that have planted seeds in my head, and they just stuck there. I don't know why, they just did. Like, certain things just stuck. And around age 23, 24, 25-ish, I don't know what it was. I'm 31 now, it was like 6 years ago, so 25. For some reason, I was in this predicament where I had, like, this was like 3 years, like, this was like a year into like a pain pill addiction. I just went to the doctor, this drug dealer that calls himself a doctor, that was like, here, take these Suboxone strips, and I couldn't get high anymore, right? So I had to take something else besides opiates, so I started taking Molly every single day for like 2 or 3 months. And literally when I took it, I could feel my heart like come to life. Like, I could feel what it, like, for that like short amount of time, I could literally feel like if I was meditating that I could send like a love vibe anywhere, because this is how strongly you feel this in your heart, right? So let's not always give drugs this bad rap, you know. Drugs can also be a catalyst for a new experience that may trigger something else, right? So I know that now. I know that I was put in this situation because this was gonna be the beginning of my awakening, and possibly lead to the beginning of many others, right? If we look at the path and the ladder and how it kind of goes down and trickles into all this, right? You'll know more about that in a second. So that was the beginning of me sort of understanding there was a capacity for love that I hadn't been feeling and I hadn't been aware of. And then one day I was just like looking in the mirror at myself, kind of thinking weirdly, and came to this conclusion that maybe the physical body wasn't all there was, and that literally we were all here together and we could hurt each other and help each other. We could bless each other. We could do all this stuff. And I was like, maybe we are all God. Somehow I had this connection. And all of a sudden, like, a video was put in front of me about a man who had a near-death experience. And at this point, I was super into near-death experiences. Like, I was watching like every one of them. And you know, when somebody starts talking about angels and Jesus, you know, you got to remember that there's a big chunk of the world that doesn't believe in that stuff. So for you to have the desire to be right about your religion literally means, like, think about if you found out you were wrong about your religion, about how you believed it. Like, wouldn't that just crush you? Like, your life's work, your life's like faith and like, I mean, wouldn't that just crush you to feel like instantly you just know that it's wrong? And anyway, I don't know why anyone would desire for anybody else to ever feel that, but there's a way they all can work, you know? There's a way they all can work, and this is what you start to come to. You start, it's like, things that cause separation start to fall off. So, where was I at? The seeds in the head. I heard this guy's near-death experience, and it was different than all the other ones. There's literally no corporeal imagery on the other side. Corporeal imagery meaning anything we see here, flesh, bones, skin, like all this stuff is corporeal. On the other side, it's not. It's just awareness. So you could have the experience of corporeal imagery, but it's just a result of your thoughts. not a result of what is. So we got to get off this concept of what things look like or might look like or should look like, and stop using this as some sort of a idol or some sort of a savior that looks like something, because there isn't that at all. So after this guy explained how he came out of his body, he expanded, he said it really cool. Like, he was like, yo, you don't have a body, you don't have anything to hide behind, you can't say I don't want to talk to you, you're completely feeling what nude really is. And he said that it was interesting when as he expanded, he got, you know, farther and further out until he was literally in front of this light, this awareness that was just, he said it was just unexplainable with the English language, how like overwhelmingly huge this was. And he described it as like just an essence of an essence of an essence. And I understand that now, but then I was just compelled. And he said, he asked where he was, and it replied, we are at 52 times the speed of light. So he started talking in frequency and vibration, and I'm a drummer, so when I hear that stuff, I kind of understand how that works, like cymatics. Like, if you have a plate with sand on it and you put a frequency through that plate, the sand like kind of dances and organizes into a certain shape, right? This is frequency. This is like what I was talking about in my other videos. Like, if you hold this frequency of constantly having good thoughts and good intentions, the actual makeup of your cells and everything shifts and changes, and you can feel more of the source that you are. So when he started talking about it like that, this is really the first near-death experience that I heard that wasn't religious based, that wasn't trying to sell a book, that wasn't trying to get some TV time, you know. And it really compelled me to start thinking differently about everything for some reason. And no longer did silly human thoughts stimulate my mind. I literally had to be constantly searching out deeper meaning and deeper, like, this is literally how it was for me. It was just nothing satisfied. I dug and dug and dug 6 hours a day, isolated myself, and you would learn all this stuff, and then you like go tell your friends about something, and they're looking at you like, yo, dude, we're not friends anymore, you know, like. But you don't care, because in your heart, for some reason, anytime you hear something that's true, it just hits like boom, and it's like you start, and then in order to reinforce it, you'll see other things or read other things or experience other things that like kind of reinforce what you just heard, and you start being able to pull things apart and decipher like what's true and what's not true, just based on the feeling that it gives you, and based on the way the person says it. You can feel their kind of their signature on how they're saying something. Like, you can tell if it's a lie or not, right? And I mean, I came to this point where I realized that there was no, it was like a very personal experience, because it was like personal lifetime things that had happened to me. And I realized that there was no doubt in my mind that there had to be something that was guiding me this whole entire time, putting things in front of me, planting seeds for this one moment where they would all connect and make sense, right? So for me, it's kind of silly, because the band is Tool, and they're literally a tool, right? That's it. So because, and I could trace this all the way back through all these like synchronistic events. Like, first of all, I picked my dad. He was a drummer. There was a drum set when I was growing up. I started playing the drums. My mom was at work. She got a CD from a coworker. It was A Perfect Circle. He said I would like the drummer. The drummer was great. Did I listen to it? Not much. Threw it in my car in the glove box. 3 or 4 years later, I start hanging out with one of my cousins. Really look up to this kid. He says, yo, Perfect Circle, that's a really cool CD. I'm like, yo, I don't really listen to it. He's like, yo, we're gonna. And then he's like, oh, guess what? This guy's in Tool also. And my dad's calling, so... Sorry, that was an important phone call from my father. Apparently he's 5 minutes away. So let's speed this up, huh? Alright, so got the CD, was introduced to Tool. Literally, I listened to like all the Tool albums. Every song is amazing. I thought I knew kind of what the lyrics meant and what they were about in my own kind of way. And then when this happened, literally after 6 years of having this music in front of me, literally just this music, I understood every song in a different, completely new way that made way more sense on a deep level. And I go, what the so I'm just like, yo, there's no way. And there's a lot of other stuff too, right? And this is why it's important for you to wait for the boss to come to you. Because it's not, you don't tell the boss what you're going to do, what you're going to work on, how much money he's going to pay you. No, you wait for the boss to come to you. You can put an intention out there, an intention, and the boss can come to you when it's time and everything's kind of in place in that divine order. But this experience was so overwhelmingly like certain that something was guiding me through this, that in my heart of hearts there was no one that could change it. Like, you know, like when you're like growing up and you're like, I don't know if I want to be Christian or Muslim, or you go, oh, I am Christian, and then like 10 years later you're like, I don't know if I believe that shit anymore. You know, there's no more of that. There's no more guessing, you know? And from then on, it's just like you have this guidance. You're not even sure of it, but you do. And you will be seeing a bunch of things that you don't understand that you really want to understand, at least for me. You'll see videos of people who have already kind of gone through it. And you'll not understand completely what they're saying, but you'll have your own idea of what that means. And you'll start to realize that your awareness changes, and it's not that new things start coming and showing up. It's just that you start becoming aware of the things that have always been here and what they mean and what they really are. And you'll start realizing that it's not about waiting for the rain to clear up. It's about learning how to dance in the rain, right? It's about learning how to enjoy every moment no matter what it is, because not every moment is going to be perfect. But if you can make it perfect in your mind, then it is. So the synchronicities were really cool. It was very personal, and it has to be, otherwise I just don't think it'll sit as real. I don't think you'll have that, because the belief is everything. Belief is so important. Like, you can think you believe in something. Like, you have faith in your religion, right? That is not even close to enough to what you need for this to happen. Like, you need, I mean, the experience can happen with very little belief, but once it does, your belief gets to this place that you didn't even know was possible. Like, you believe it like you believe in gravity, yo. There's just no question. So if anybody's going through something like this, you know, and you want any guidance, just let me know. But I promise you, you have the guidance. Once that rabbit hole opens up, all you have to do is intend to keep going down it, and you will get to that point that you're supposed to get to. I guarantee that. So have a good day, y'all. I got to go to work. My dad's about to be here. It was really nice making this video. I enjoy this. From my heart, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I really enjoy it. And the end.